There goes the light.
We have a new tech person. All right, we're on. Welcome to. All right, welcome tonight to the ZDRB meeting. For our meeting, today's date is Tuesday, May 9th, and it looks like we're all in attendance today. So we do roll call first, right? Okay.
All right. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Sorry. I was like trying to go in like two different modes, like AV mode and clerky mode. Sorry.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Board member Thomas Henthorn.
Present.
Board member Michael Zagorczyk.
Here.
Thanks. Board member Kim Cook.
Here.
Board member Jerry Hansen.
Here.
And board members. Sorry. It's okay. We'll get plenty of practice.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
It's okay. And Chair Stephen Miller.
Present. All right, if you would all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great, thank you. And we have, next is the approval of minutes, and I think we had some minutes to approve.
Actually, we need to adopt the agenda first.
Oh, adoption of the agenda, I'm sorry, yes. We have a very simple agenda this evening. Is there anyone that would like to move to adopt it?
So moved.
Excellent.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we move to approval of minutes. And have you all had a chance to take a look at the minutes that were sent out? And does anyone want to move the approval of the minutes for the meeting that we held on February 14th?
I will do that.
Excellent.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I abstained. I was missing.
Okay. And for approval of the minutes for the meeting held March 14th?
Yes, I was at that meeting, so I will approve them.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
And I will abstain because I was missing from
And
that
I will
meeting.
abstain as well.
Excellent. Both of those have been approved. All right, and public comment for matters not listed on the agenda. Do we have any public comment? Okay. Presentation.
No presentations, this will be a public hearing.
Oh, okay, public hearing. This is for the design review for the replacement of one illuminated sign on the front facade of the North Block Restaurant located at 6757 Washington Street.
Thank you, Chair Miller. Just gonna see if I
That's
can
okay.
get this TV
I'll
to
do
turn
that one.
on.
I can do that one.
There it goes.
Oh, there we are.
Okay. Good afternoon, board members. Thank you all for being here. Before you today is a request for a master sign plan amendment to the master sign plan at North Block Hotel and Restaurant. So the proposed sign was actually already approved. The design of the sign was approved administratively, but the illumination was not approved. So it was approved with the condition that the illumination would come before the board for approval. That's because staff was able to make all the necessary findings for an administrative approval, with the exception of the illumination. So the findings necessary to approve the illumination include, 1, colors for sign backgrounds shall be selected from either an approved town color palette or from the palette used on other buildings on the same parcel. And this proposed sign is a matte finish gray, which matches existing signs on the property. 2, the sign illumination shall not cause glare and light intrusion onto other signs, premises, sidewalks, streets, or parking lots. And this sign is backlit with a 120 volt LED, and we believe this will not cause light intrusion as described before. This is difficult to know for sure until the sign is lit up, and so we recommend that the board approve the application as proposed, or with the condition that the sign meet this finding. And I've scripted it on the next slide for you to read. The third finding is internally illuminated signs should have dark backgrounds with letters lighter, and this sign design does include a dark background with light letters. So staff has determined that the proposal complies with all applicable provisions of the sign ordinance and design review chapter, and recommends that you approve the application as proposed or with these conditions. 1, that the sign illumination shall not cause glare or light intrusion, or that staff shall inspect the sign illumination after installation. And that concludes my presentation.
That's great. Thank you so much, Kyle. Does anyone have any questions of staff?
Cal, can you put up, for people that might be watching at home, do you have a picture of what the sign looks like?
Yes, I'll put up. So this is the existing, this is the sign that was up for the administrative approval. And this is the proposed sign.
And is that the sign that's currently installed?
Yes.
Okay,
So it's installed just without illumination.
yes, I've seen that. Okay, those are my questions.
So my question, if you could repeat the number of lumens, do you have that? Did you say that
I
information?
don't have it in lumens. It's
Okay.
120 volt LED.
20 volt LED, and is it dimmable?
I don't believe so. We can
Okay.
ask that of the applicant
Okay.
if you like.
So should there be some issue with the brightness of it? It would need to be augmented in some way, or?
Yes, we could add as a condition to have them augment it to the planner's discretion and approval.
Okay.
As it's written, I think if we didn't approve it, then it would just have to come back before the board.
Okay.
But I like your idea to, or I like the idea of letting the planning officer use their discretion.
Okay. I think that seems fine to me unless there's a complaint about it from someone. But it doesn't also seem like it's going to emit a lot of light because the letters are pretty small.
Yeah, I think it will be pretty minimal because it's backlit only behind the letters.
Okay. And those are made
There's
out
not very
of,
much space between the cutout letters and the sign, so there's not much space for
and they're
light
like
to
a
escape.
brushed acrylic. They have a dimension to them.
I'm not sure the dimension of the letters.
Very
I
little.
might
They're-
have that.
Like,
They're 3D. They stick out from the sign, maybe like 3/8 or something like that. I noticed in looking at it the other day. I think it's going to look great lit myself. So any other questions?
Just one, I think it's based on the condition around illumination, and if there's a complaint. Across the street is commercial and business, correct? It's not residential.
Correct.
So it would be other businesses that would be seeing the sign rather than someone's living room, for example.
Right.
So that makes it easier.
Good point. Anything?
Chairmember Miller, being the design perfectionist you are, do you have any comment or concerns about the sizing of the letters varying on the different A's and T's and such? I'm just kidding now at this point.
I did have an issue with the kerning.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. All right.
do you want to hear from the applicant?
Sure. Do we have the applicant here? Yeah, do you want to step up to the mic and state your name and tell us about the sign?
You did make the effort to come all the way here, so it would be a shame not to give you the opportunity to speak and opine. You can grab the microphone if you want.
My name is Allison Berardi, and I'm part of the North Block team. I handle the brand experience at Palisades Hospitality, which is the sort of umbrella organization of North Block. And we're really excited about this restaurant. It's really for locals, and we're serving brunch. We have a golden hour, and we're also serving dinner, obviously. And we're sourcing from local farms and producers, and the inspiration really came from the coast to the valley. And we hope it will be a wonderful fixture for the community here. And the sign is really as you see it. It's been, it has a lot of restraint to it, I would say, in the sense of it's backlit, and it's just the letters that will light up. And in reviewing, and preparing for this presentation, I just noticed that we have very little signage actually at our property. We just have this sign and one other. So I think it'll feel quite subtle and not intrude in any way. But we don't have it lit currently, obviously, until your approval. And I know that there is a period of 2 weeks to make sure that no one else has issue with it as well.
Have you turned it on since it was
No.
mounted? No?
No, it's
Wow.
it's not. I mean, it's not wired yet because
Okay.
we're waiting on your
Okay.
approval.
They wouldn't dare.
Yeah, we want it, light it when it's approved.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other discussion to be had amongst us?
I think it's gonna look great. I like it, and it will,
Just for formality, we should open and close the public hearing.
Oh,
before
yes.
there's
Is there
voting.
any public comment? There's no one here. Did we get anything online?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
I think it's subtle and tasteful, and I think it's going to look great illuminated, so.
Great. I agree. So does someone want to make a motion?
Kyle, can you go back to the staff, there you go, that language. There you go. I'll make a motion
Excellent.
that the DDRB recommend to the council to approve the master sign plan amendment as proposed with consideration of the following conditions of approval. Sign illumination shall not cause glare or light intrusion onto other signs, premises, sidewalks, streets, or parking lots. And staff shall inspect sign illumination after installation and use discretion for any adjustments as necessary.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's approved. Thank
And
you.
Correct, it does, we approve it, it doesn't have to go to council.
It doesn't have to go to
right?
council?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, first time I made a motion, it did, and so I was
I
like,
know.
oh, sorry.
I know.
So we just did it, so.
We just did it.
We're autonomous.
And what is the 2-week
Should I
waiting
amend my
period?
motion? Should I amend my motion to just say we approve?
I thought it had
I
included
said-
just approved.
Recommend to, okay. You can amend it for me if
Okay.
necessary.
I didn't
Yeah.
even
I don't
catch
think the council wants this on their agenda.
Yeah.
I didn't
Um,
catch the council part.
So after the approval, there's a 10-day appeal period.
Okay.
Where anybody from the public can appeal this decision.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be illuminated for 10 days.
Okay.
Okay.
When does the restaurant open?
It is.
It's open.
It opened on the 24th?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
We can't
Excellent.
find it because the sign's dark.
I know. Bring your flashlight. All right, thank you very much. With that, let's see. Any administrative items that we need to review?
Kyle has a list of those, so he's going to go.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so there have been 3 administrative approvals since we last met, and that includes at 6600 Yount Street, Hopper Creek Apartments, we approved the installation of 6 additional parking spaces, and that just included approving them to draw the lines on their property. And I think it's going to be a great improvement. Now they'll be able to assign parking spaces to units, which they weren't able to do before.
Really? Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
And then for North Block, we did an administrative approval of the non-illuminated sign so that they could have it up for their opening date. And then at 216C1 Starkey, some time ago, you all approved design review for a new home. It's 2 stories with the big basement, if you don't remember. And they came to us with the request to change the brick material on the front facade and part of the west elevation. And they just changed it from standard brick color to a brick material that's sort of whitewashed and very minimal. And we administratively approved that.
Great, thank you, Kyle. Are there any staff and board reports that we need to cover?
In terms of just some reports, I just thought I'd give you an update on some of the projects that have been recently submitted since we last met. The Yountville Crossroads subdivision project has been submitted. That's across the street from you, Michael. Kim also owns some property in that area too, but that is a 9-lot subdivision. For that property, we also received an application for a mixed-use building at the corner of Humboldt and Washington Street on that vacant property. Again, that is to be retail on the bottom with 2 apartments above. We received an application for, I can't remember the address, it's on Mulberry, for an addition and remodel of that home. It also includes a detached ADU and junior ADU. And then we also received an application for the Bordesana Hotel for their fitness center, which is up on the roof. So we are reviewing and processing those applications, and at some point, they'll be in front of you.
Excellent.
Didn't want you to be bored.
No, definitely.
Wow, that's exciting.
Are those applications published on the website at this point?
They're not on the website at this point.
Okay. Just curious if there was a preview.
You're more than welcome if you want to set up some time to look at the files that we have for each of those. For some of those projects, I have been contemplating that it would be nice to have a web page for each of those projects with all the information associated with the projects and/or correspondence that is received so that it is more transparent for the public.
I think that would be great.
And it would be a better use of your time, too, if it was online.
I agree. I agree.
That's great. That would be great.
That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, does anyone want to move to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Thanks.
night.
That was a quick one. We are